Hey bitches, welcome back to my channel. Hope everyone out there is doing amazing. I, for one, am a little zooted right now. You guys are probably so surprised to hear that. If you garden, now would be the perfect time for you to do so. Because honestly, we have some shit to talk and we're going to be minding some other people's business that is obviously not our own. I know some people leave comments down below where they're like, how could you be so cruel? How could you just talk about other people? Why are you so nosy? Girl, because why the wouldn't I be? Like, hello? Like, I never understand when people leave comments like that. Like, girl, you're obviously nosy too. You clicked on the video to leave that comment. Coming up here clutching your imaginary pearls, girl. Sit the fuck down. Anyways, I hope everyone out there is doing amazing. Yes, I am still wearing the same hoodie from my last video from like 3 days ago. No, this hoodie does not stink. I know there is like a whole side of TikTok that like has this stereotype that all white people stink and we don't bathe. I, for one, personally enjoy about 3 showers a day. Now, there have been some times, I'm not gonna lie, I have been a little fresh. But right now, in this moment, I'm telling you that is not the case and this hoodie does not stink. So I'm just gonna need y'all to believe me. So the first thing that I wanna talk about real quick, and I'm not gonna subject you guys to it in this video because I did in my last video for a good portion of it, the daddy-daughter dream team. I'm not gonna play any of the clips, I swear. But let me tell you, if you guys are disturbed by them, which I still have had some comments of people saying like we should not judge the family, we do not actually know what's going on. We know what's going on. I mean, we can see, okay? I don't have my glasses on, but we can see. But I just want to let you guys know that there's going to be a video coming in the future about this daddy-daughter dream team because I fell down the rabbit hole last night. There is an account, I cannot think of what the name is off the top of my head right now. They have literally just clipped so many different videos from live streams or deleted videos and put them up. There is so much disturbing shit with that family. Oh my God, someone called the law. And speaking of calling the law, that is literally what someone should have done to Lila Gibney with the things that she has been accused of, because there have been many people that have come out now and said that Lila Gibney, either in their presence, they have witnessed her SA someone, or one of their friends has been SA'd by Lila Gibney. And the last time we spoke about this, we were talking about how Trisha brought this up on the Just Trish podcast, and she was kind of tiptoeing around the situation because she did not want to add any more hate to the trans community. But I'm sorry, I just still think that is complete bullshit. Just because somebody identifies as trans does not mean that you cannot talk about some horrific shit that they have done on social media and in their life. I remember people back in the day tried to pull that bullshit with Nikita Dragon. Every time she would fuck up, people would be flooding people's comment sections with, I can't believe you're talking about this, you're so transphobic. It's like, woo, guess so, oh no. It's just so crazy, as if there's like some coat of armor that is being worn. Like, bitch, no. Anyways, on one of the more recent episodes of the Not So Loveline podcast with Tana, a lot of people were wondering like why Tana has not spoken on this whole Lila situation, considering she was such good friends with her in the past. Would you say they were good friends, or would you say they were more... Yeah, I think I would say they were good friends. But so far, Tana has not said anything about Lila, and people were wondering because both Tana and Brooke used to talk about her all the time on the Cancel podcast, and they would tell different stories about her, which obviously they knew the type of activities that Lila Gibney was into. Brooke was basically saying like, why are we turning someone's addiction into tea and drama and not like talking about how serious it is, instead of like making it kind of like a haha hee type of moment? Because there were people out there that were like, oh my God, I can't wait for the next person to come out and expose her. I can't wait for the next bit of tea to drop. So a lot of people were wondering what Tana was going to say about this, or if she was even going to speak on the whole Lila situation. They brought it up on the Not So Loveline podcast, and Tana said that she basically spoke to Lila and knows some things that were like going on behind the scenes, and maybe this is going to be the time where Lila actually takes this seriously enough to where she's going to actually try to get help for herself. Some would say that Lila should be embarrassed because now the whole internet knows that she's like a serial pisser, and whenever she goes out with her friends, she's literally pissing in the back of Ubers, pissing in the booths at the restaurants, pissing at concert venues, like not in the bathroom, like in the actual seat. But I'm going to be so for real, I do not think that Lila is embarrassed by that, because there are so many clips out there just from her vlogs alone talking about all the times that she has either pissed or shit herself. So I think it's just another day for Lila, and that's like the least of her worries when it comes to this entire situation. I think that she's probably a little bit more concerned about people knowing how severe the addiction is, in my opinion.
I didn't want to get too into it on Just Trish. It was the surviving Lila Gibney TikTok trend. Yeah. Well, I was like, Tana never talks about it. Truly, because you don't. And I was like, she doesn't talk about it. I don't know. But you did make the thumbnail because I said your name. So.
Yeah. Honestly, Fuse, I love it.
I was like, no.
That stuff just makes me really sad. Like, I just, you know, sobriety is what I want for anyone, always.
That's what I was thinking too. I was like, it's just more of like sad for everybody involved. Like, obviously, anyone who's like victimized, hurt, you know, going through stuff like that too.
That's exactly what it is. It's like all of those people have every right to hold her accountable for everything, and that doesn't negate that. I think it's like, I don't know, I just like would see some comments being like, I'm living for this, and it's like at least I know a lot of like what's actually happening, and like I don't want to like say this, like I want to knock on wood, but it's like if she keeps living this way, like it could really I don't know, like take her life or hurt her. And I'm not living for anyone dying. I'm not living for anyone abusing substances to like any
It's sad.
type of point. And like,
And what do you, like, what can you do? Like, you were her friend.
I've tried. I reached out to her and just kind of being like, you need to go somewhere. And like, I think that it's time, and I think that I would love to see an era for you where you right these wrongs and you find almost like a grandma era, and you know what I mean? Like do good things into the world, because I obviously, from knowing her for so long, I know that you are capable of being good. And I think that like, I am very much more like removed from that whole thing now, but I think for a long time, one of my downfalls that I learned in my childhood is loving people for their potential, and that was kind of, I don't know, I guess how I felt about her. It's like, I love you for your potential. Like you could be this amazing person and this activist and funny and lift other people up and like not do all of the other. I also think there was a lot of stuff I didn't know about. Like these TikToks have been fierce, but that doesn't mean that she should die,
Yeah, of course.
And I want her to get help. So I think she is, from like what I've been
good.
talking. I don't want to like air out all of her stuff or whatever, but I mean, I'm really pushing for the sober redemption arc, and
So I personally think that was a great response from Tana about this whole Lila situation. However, now Tana has been sucked into a little bit of drama because of this situation, and people are actually blaming Lila. Y'all, I have been sitting here this whole entire time, and I blow into one of those carbon filters for like when you smoke, so it just like cuts down on the smell. I had freaking resin up on the top of my lip and nobody told me. Maybe y'all did down in my comment section. If you did, you're a real one. But I tried to wipe it off and now I feel like my whole upper lip is like extremely red. Anyways, I received an email last night because I went to the canceled podcast Reddit like literally one time, and for some reason I receive update emails about it every single time someone uploads. Well, you guys know how there are those websites that have celebrity blind items? Well, now that Lila Gibney is getting exposed for just being a horrible, horrific person who likes to do a little crack on the side, Tana Mongeau is all of a sudden popping up on these celebrity blind items, and they are claiming that Tana Mongeau is not as sober as she's been saying all these months. I'm gonna play the clip for you in a second. I more so thought that Tana, when she says that she is sober, is in like the me department with how I am, because I don't drink and I don't do hard drugs, but I do love my Mary Jane. And honestly, occasionally a mushroom. But they are claiming in this blind item that this is all a ruse and Tana is lying to her whole entire audience. The comments of people underneath this TikTok, even over on the Reddit, everyone is thinking that Lila Gibney is behind this because Lila Gibney has been exposed before for leaking stories and things to the press, trying to get some influencers in a little bit of trouble. But also everyone was apparently under the opinion when Tana says that she's sober, she just means from alcohol, and she was still doing everything else.
Tana Mongeau is allegedly snorting Coca-Cola every day, which is a pretty shocking allegation considering that she claims she's been sober for a year. She recently spent the weekend in Vegas for Alex Cooper's Unwell event and a club opening, and the blind items allege they don't even know how she has any money left because of how much she spends on the substance. And the blind item reads, "I honestly don't know how this A-list YouTuber and podcaster still has anything left in her bank account, considering how much Coca-Cola she goes through on a daily basis."
Girl, didn't Tana just like buy a new place over in Maui, I believe it is?
And again, this is allegedly Tana Mongeau. And the related headline reads, "Tana Mongeau and Alex Cooper attend the opening of Wild Marquee nightclub." Tana Mongeau and Alex Cooper were one of many stars to attend the openings.
Y'all, back in the day, there was a club in New York City called Marquee. I don't know if it's still there. It was like on the west side. The amount of crazy nights that I had at that club. So if this Marquee is by the same people, then...
celebration. A group of driven businesswomen featuring Alex Cooper were all seen at the grand reopening of Marquee nightclub in Las Vegas this past weekend. The guest list featured Call Her Daddy podcast host Alex Cooper and YouTube star and business mogul Tana Mongeau, among others. Mongeau told The Mirror, "Las Vegas is the place for nightlife, but this felt fresh. I'll be back every weekend if they let me."
So I don't know how we got from that headline in that story that that lady read out in that video to Tana Mongeau is allegedly doing so much Coca-Cola. People don't understand how she has money in her bank account. I guess because she was seen partying in Vegas, according to the person that submitted the blind item, she must be on something hard. But you guys are gonna have to let me know down below. Do you agree with other people that this blind item all of a sudden being put out to Tana Mongeau could possibly be because of Lila Gibney trying to get a little bit of the smoke away from her, or maybe even just get like a little payback at her for something? I don't know, but what I do know is that Lila Gibney actually did address all of this drama, and she sat down and she uploaded an apology video, but people over on TikTok are literally dragging her, saying this is the most non-apology that we've ever seen. Okay, so let's see what Lila has to say, but I'm gonna tell you guys, I'm already a little suspicious of this apology because I do not see any type of like gray hoodie situation going on, so don't know if she's trying to start like a new trend, but girl.
Hi, you guys. So for years, I've dealt with so much hate, so much love, thank God, and so much confusion. But all that is in the past for a reason. And personally, you guys already
You guys might not be able to hear it because I'm gonna have to like edit this clip to take out the background music, but there is really loud, it sounds like Coldplay playing in the background. So very like a James Charles tactic. Remember when he did that I'm sorry video and it was like so freaking low? Like people were like, hello, like what are you saying? Like let me turn on my fucking hearing aid because I could not hear them. Already, girl, unserious.
know I regret absolutely nothing. Because believe it or not, I've grown so fucking much, learned so fucking much, and matured just a little. But growth is still growth. And what I'm finally deciding to do now for myself is to heal. Regret keeps you stuck on pause or in park. And that's why first of all,
She said God knows where, probably meaning that the people that are talking about her are just some like trolls sitting in a basement somewhere sniffing their farts.
blue cheese instead of ranch dressing. And that is when my name and character is being dragged through the mud, honestly, based off of lies or miscommunication. So, baby, communication is key. Have I been struggling with an eating disorder literally since 10 years ago when I posted my first YouTube video? Yes. Does that mean I binged and purged my entire fucking heart too? No. Do I have some sort of substance issues? Yes. Never said I didn't, babe. But that is why I'm human and that's why I'm working through all those problems.
So I feel like that's all fine and good what Lila had to say, but I think I have to agree with some people that were down in the comment section like, hey girl, you kind of just glossed over and didn't mention at all the fact that so many people are accusing you of SA. Like maybe you should have like denied that if that was not true, because that's a very serious allegation. So I feel like that's something that should be addressed, you know? I just noticed that I got something on my hoodie. Damn. Anyways, let's talk about Brooke Schofield real quick, because if you guys remember a few months ago, she was having some drama over on TikTok when it was first announced that she was engaged. A lot of people were making content about Brooke Schofield at that time because they were like, why are you marrying this man that has literally been accused of being a PDF? If you do not remember, the man that Brooke is now engaged to was accused of, but of course this is all alleged, even though there are like weird photos of them laying in the bed together that still have not been explained to this day, just very strange. Apparently this man was well into his 20s and allegedly in a relationship with someone who was like 15, 16 years old. Now, Brooke has since come out a few times to address this, and of course she denies the allegations and says that the other party involved, who would have been underage at the time, has told her personally that there was nothing inappropriate going on. So all of these lies and all these rumors and all this speculation that people are saying online is just completely false. Well, one of the people that called her out and actually went viral for it, and you guys might remember who I'm talking about, was Baby Bangs Girl. Now, Baby Bangs Girl was the one that really caught Brooke Schofield's attention, and Brooke actually responded to her in her comment section talking about her bangs. So this is the original video that actually triggered Brooke and had her go after Baby Bangs, and which sent this lady on a few day spiral, because when Brooke responded to her, of course, Brooke's fans started to go over and harass her.
Brooke Schofield getting married after only knowing this predator of a man for 4 months makes perfect sense. Like, it actually makes perfect sense when you're thinking about the fact that she has BPD. And the way that she talked about her ex in the past, she's like, no, I was so brainwashed. Like, I'll never do that again. Never be unmedicated, you guys.
I'm gonna be so for real. I never watched that full Clinton Kane, Brooke Schofield saga that was going on. I think that I picked up like little bits and pieces of it here and there to like report on. But girl, I could not sit through that whole damn documentary that she was releasing about that man. Where is that man?
Do heal. It's just the perfect example of you can never get rid of the disease that is PPD, because people are telling her like, no babe, you need to like get the freak out of there. He's love bombing you. He's a terrible person. He's a pet. You know, he's all of these things, and she's just ignoring it and being like, no, guys, it's totally fine. It just totally reminds me of all of the relationships I've ever been in, where I defended that man with my entire life, and he literally like could have like killed my whole family or something, and I still would have defended him. Like, it's just so crazy how our brains work, how the chemicals in our brains work. But yeah, Brooke, girl, get a fucking grip. You're already racist. Like, just don't do this.
After Brooke responded underneath that video and trashed that lady for her bangs, it sent her on like a several day spiral, which honestly, I completely understand, because I was downloading one of the videos to put into my video and she received 10.7 million views on that one video I just showed you, calling out Brooke Schofield for this man that she's getting married to. During her continued dragging of Brooke Schofield, she let everyone know. She was like, TikTok pays a lot better than the shit job that I have, so you guys are going to be hearing me talk about this for a good long while. She was enjoying the attention, at least in my opinion. Maybe she'll tell you something different. But I'm here to let you know, Baby Bangs is back, because Brooke Schofield, in the last episode of the Canceled podcast, they were talking about all the different dramas they had been involved in, that kind of thing. Brooke brought up and apologized to Baby Bangs Girl.
I am sorry to the woman with the micro bangs, but in that photo, they were pointing in every which direction. She quickly proved me wrong by posting a photo with her micro bangs styled, in which she looked absolutely gorgeous, okay? As all people with micro bangs do.
I think you guys should come together. Like, if you ever like run into her or something, like you should do a funny video where you put in fake bangs.
It was a weak moment. She made a couple videos in a row about like obviously the Miles situation, which we know is not true, but she doesn't know is not true. And it frustrated me because it was feeding this whole thing that was just like, it was this huge, horrible thing that just like, I don't know, was affecting my life a lot. And so I'm sorry I took it out on your bangs, and it was never about your bangs.
Oh, yeah.
But in that video, they looked awful.
Brooke!
The bangs did not look that good in that video, so she's not telling a lie, but she was extremely triggered that that video was getting a ton of views. So team Baby Bangs.
I'm totally
So
kidding.
close.
I'm totally kidding. I'm kidding. Gorgeous girl. Great haircut once styled.
Yeah, and I think that you hit the nail on the head by saying that, like, you know that things aren't true, you know, and so that's where your frustration.
Yeah, it's just it was a bigger issue than her. It was like all these videos being made with.
I feel like a lot of people said the same thing about James Charles and gave him a pass, and then later on came out, you know, more victims.
Such conviction, like grown adults who can make a video saying something as absolute truth when we know it's not truth.
Yeah.
How frustrating that is to be on the other side of it and just like see video after video after video. I still see it today. I still get thousands of comments about it a day.
Yeah.
That are like, you are doing this, you're supporting a man who does this, when it is actually just factually not true. So I was really caught up in it. She's a beautiful girl. Her haircut is also gorgeous and beautiful.
Sadly for Brooke Schofield, and this might be keeping her up at night in that new big house that she just got, Baby Bangs is back, and she does not accept the apology. She thinks that Brooke Schofield is full of shit. And I saw people down in Baby Bangs' comment section talking about this, saying that they think that Brooke Schofield actually brought this up on the episode of the Cancel podcast, the final one, because she allegedly wanted this lady right here to receive a little bit more hate on social media, because 10.7 million views. And she says that she still receives comments about it every single day. She said thousands of comments every single day, which I'm sure is a little bit of an exaggeration, but I mean,
I I'm sorry to the woman with the.
Here's my real response to Brooke Schofield apologizing to me, and I'm purposely not going to do my makeup or my hair so that you guys can totally make fun of my appearance when I'm just stating facts. Genuinely, if you think hate is me calling out the facts that you are not only a racist, which has been factually proven, also the fact that your fiance, who was once 27, was under the covers with a once 16-year-old, and that is a real life photo. I don't care if you can just deny every single other part. There is a photo of your fiance at 27 years old under the covers with a 16-year-old. Whether you want to like it or not, that exists, and therefore that makes your husband a predator. I don't care how many times you say, no. That is real life fucking evidence. And I'm so sorry that you took that video as hateful, but mama, you put your entire fucking life online for us to ridicule and give opinions on. You're a fucking influencer. Not only did you make a 20-part series
The dog's like,
about
yeah.
how you were manipulated and your BPD was going crazy on a man, and you ridiculed and criticized your actions and said, guys, never be like that, never do what I did. And then you turn around and you do the same exact thing you just criticized and ridiculed yourself for a couple months later for someone who's a fucking predator. You think that's hate? Okay, baby. If you think that's hate, live, laugh, love. What I think is hate is you saying you don't even know where your eyebrows are and you can't talk to me with bangs like that. Not even after you said that did I call you ugly. I literally...
I do have a genuine question, and this is not me being shady or anything. Why is the bang, like, you see right here on this side, or you see right there, see how it's longer right there? Is that just like, maybe like a piece was forgotten? Because isn't it supposed to like round the face? I don't know. I don't have baby bangs.
Made a video saying you're still pretty. It just really shows the fucking maturity difference between a 21-year-old and a 27-year-old woman. Jesus Christ. And of course I'm gonna make many videos afterwards. I gained 30,000 followers in the span of 2 weeks, mama. That's all you. Thank you so much. Yes, I'm gonna continue to drag it. I changed my name legally to Baby Bangs Girl. I'm gonna drag it until it's fucking rotten.
So I had not watched that video in its entirety until right now, and I have to say, Team Baby Bangs Girl, she literally just got Brooke together and dragged her in one of the best ways that I have seen, to be completely honest. It's true. There is that photo of this man that Brooke is going to be marrying where he is in bed with someone who allegedly at the time was 16 years old, and he was well into his 20s. That is a photo that is going around for sure. So very creepy. I understand how people could think that something inappropriate is going on. There were also like a lot of comments that were left back and forth on social media that had a lot of people speculating things as well. But anyways, everyone, that is it for this video. I hope that you did enjoy it. If you made it this far and you are still with me, please hit the hype button as well as leave a green heart emoji down below. And I will see you guys all in my next video. Bye.